Mike Pendleton here with SureDog.com and the On the Mic podcast. If you guys remember last summer, had the first opportunity to talk to this young lady, and I said, I hope this isn't the last time. Thank you to PFL because it is not. She is back in action at PFL Pittsburgh on March 28th. She's the one and only Sumiko Inaba. Sumiko, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. Last time we talked, you were facing off against Dakota Ditcheva, and a lot of changes since then. And first and foremost, got to give you all the credit in the world. And I think the entire MMA community finally put some respect on your name, right? Because you go the distance with Dakota. Just can you talk to me about that fight a little bit? What that whole experience was like for you taking her on?
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It was an amazing experience, to fight someone at that level, to test myself at that level. I and couldn't be just more proud to have done that. And, even though, you always want the better result as a win, that for me was like, it just showed like the amount of heart I have and how much I love to do this. This is like no matter, how the fight was going, it was like I wanted to just prove that I could stick in there for the whole 15 minutes and, still try to come up with something. But hey, she is who she is and she did a great job too. And um I'm just excited to get back in there for this one and like redemption to like try and I felt like I didn't really get to implement any kind of game plan with that. Like Dakota's is very good at what she does. So like my game plan kind of went out the window with that one. So this next one is like, okay, I have a great opponent. It's a great location. Like it's not traveling that far and all that. So I'm just more than excited for this one.
Well, I mean, give yourself some credit and some respect, right? Because you hung in there, with, I mean, the face of the women's division right now, one of the faces of the company. You went the distance. Not many have. And, so I love the fact that you were getting your respect, but like just saying, wow, she's strong enough and tough enough to go the distance. I think that still takes away from a little bit of what you did inside the smart cage on that day. So honestly, all props in the world to you on that. Was there anything, and I feel like such a cliche interviewer right now asking you this, was there anything at all that surprised you, maybe within yourself, when you were facing Dakota?
Um, no, I didn't know how it was gonna be facing someone that um she just like exerts this different kind of confidence, like someone at that level. It's just like they know how good they are. So like being in a cage with someone, I have to give myself that respect, or like I don't sometimes see myself at that level, but it's like a reality check for me. It's like, oh no, like you are, and I have to believe in that. And like I think carrying that into this next fight is like carrying the confidence of like I compete at this highest level for this next one. I think that that's really going to translate and help me for this upcoming one.
I absolutely love that because that's the thing, right? Like you don't get the dub, but you get all the confidence, you get all the knowledge, you get all the experience, and I feel bad for the future opponents, including your next one making her PFL debut, coming off of a run in the UFC, Ariane Lipski. What do you make of her as an opponent, and what are you most looking forward to in this fight?
Yeah, no, she's a great opponent, UFC vet. So it's like it's such a great name for me to go up against and like get a win over. And um yeah, I think it's styles make fights, and it's gonna be a great style against style for me and her. Like she likes to stand. I mean, I know she has a lot of I've seen her do her groundwork and she's won by submission, so I know she's an MMA fighter. She mixes it all up. So it's a good challenge for me to use all my tools as well. So I think that I'm going to be able to show that on March 28th. And yeah, I've trained very hard for this one, so I'm excited. It's in Pittsburgh and a new place. South Africa, getting there was craziness. Like I was excited to go there, but uh, just we had some hiccups with like travel wise, losing my bags. Like it just became a whole ordeal. So now that it's just here in the States, like I'm really excited. I know it's supposed to be like a little bit cold. Um, it is what it is, but I've dealt with that before. But just like being here and not, international, it's just gonna be, I think, a lot smoother of a fight week, and I'm excited for that.
I love that. Well, first and foremost, you might be the only person ever to say I'm excited to go to Pittsburgh. I mean, you might just be the only one I've ever heard. But secondly, now that I mean you brought it up, so I do have to ask. I mean, obviously losing your luggage, you can't get much worse than that. But any horror stories from the travel to South Africa?
So our initial flight that was supposed to be from the States, we were supposed to have a direct flight just straight from, I think it was New York straight to South Africa. It was supposed to be like 15 hours. We got delayed in between, so we missed that connecting flight. So then we ended up going from New York to Ethiopia, Ethiopia to Kenya, and then Kenya to South Africa. So like I got the whole tour before I got there, and I was just like, it no wonder my bags got lost. Like I think they got stuck in Kenya or someplace, and I didn't get them till half an hour before I was leaving that day after the fight. And so it was just craziness. Like I got there, me and my husband got there with just our clothes and our, one like little carry-on, and we were like, luckily PFL was awesome and they like totally accommodated us. But yeah, it was a lot to deal with when it's just like so avoidable. But it was just like, I guess that's what happens, like Dakota was smart. She was there like, I don't know, a week or maybe more prior to the fight, and like I get that now, like if you have the means to do that, that's great. So just learning experience. And yeah, I mean, me and my husband just laugh about it now, like when would we ever be able to do that otherwise? So in hindsight, it was all a great experience. Yeah.
I mean, I can't criticize because I've never traveled out of the country. So like a 3 hour flight, I'm already freaking out. So all the respect, but like all jokes aside though, isn't it just one of those things when after you go through all that, you're just like, dude, F it. I just want to get to the fight and get the hell out of here. Like, did that moment ever hit you like while you were going through all that?
Yeah, well, at first it was just like I was just sad. I was like, I'm not gonna fight. I didn't think I was gonna make it there, but PFL scrambled so much that they figured it out, even with all the stops that we had to do. We got there and I was just like, well, once we got in the country, I was like, we're here. Okay, like it's happening. Like I'm gonna fight. Like no matter what, nothing else matters. Like I'm gonna fight. So luckily my husband he's very smart. He, puts my mouthpiece and like in my carry-on, like that's not going in my check-in luggage, like that's coming with us. So we've dealt with that before, so like we were ready for that. So I had my mouthpiece. I'm like, that's all I need. Like I'm ready to fight. So once we got there, it was good. And South Africa was amazing. Like we didn't get to look around as much. PFL kind of kept us, only in our bubble, but it was amazing. Like to just be in South Africa. So it wasn't like I wanted to just get it over with, but once I got there, I was like, okay, I was just excited to be there. I was like, okay, it's happening. I'm gonna fight. And then, yeah, I was sad that we actually didn't get to hang out and like go see South Africa because I'll probably never be there again. But it was beautiful, like the mountains and like the people are so nice, and yeah, it was amazing to see that side of the world.
Well, if your husband has any tips for all the men out there on how to be a better husband, we'll all take those as well because the world knows men need all the help that they can get. Sumiko, just looking at you talked about what the PFL did for you on the travel, right? And I look at it in a bigger picture kind of form. 2026, we've had so many changes. There's a new CEO in charge. Rankings now, something you're accustomed to from where you fought previously. There's no tournament, there's no season. It is just the best fighting the best. You're in the top five of your division. How excited are you for the changes that the PFL has made? Changes I feel that were necessary and the fighters have really come to love every time I've talked to them.
Yeah, it's great. Like just being with PFL has been a great experience. It was just a different thing at first, and now it's like, okay, we're getting in the rhythm of things. Like this is how it is, and this is how it goes, and I think it's great. I think it's only going towards a better direction. So yeah, seeing the rankings come out, it's like it's still for me. It's like wow, like it's a little reality check. Like when I see that, like it's almost like I still don't believe that, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to see my name in that position, and yeah, I can't wait to show everybody come March 28th.
Yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, Sumiko, you should be top three, right? Like, so you
Oh,
shouldn't see
thank
five. I mean, just you just fought, you just went the distance with the champ, right? So there's not many cases to be made against you, not only in women's MMA, but obviously in the PFL, in the division. So I think you're right there among the very best, and you're obviously going to have a well-traveled opponent, someone we just talked about. What do you think it means for you to be her debut with the PFL? It's a big opportunity for her, but an even bigger one for you given where she's coming from.
Yeah, it's it's a it's a great test for me, and I look up to that, someone that's put themselves in this sport, made it to that level in this sport, and then I get to compete against them. Like I'm excited. I think it's a big opportunity for both of us. I think it's a big opportunity to for where we will end up being. So it's a great place fight for us, and I'm more than excited. Yeah, and I'm ready. I'm so ready for this one.
I can see it just talking to you. I'm ready for it to be here as well. Yeah, I'm just ready for all the PFL events to kick off. But also with her coming over to the PFL, we've seen so many fighters, right? Jump over to the PFL over the last few years, or the PFL finding homegrown talent or giving fighters like yourself a spotlight to make the most of it. So, what would your message be to really kind of talk about how the PFL is allowing women fighters like yourself big fight opportunities that maybe would have been passed up in other promotions?
Yeah, I'm just more than grateful. PFL has, only have taken care of me. Anytime I've dealt with anything, they've always taken care of it. And I think that for women right now, especially in this sport, it's huge. It's a huge opportunity to give us these opportunities it's an amazing thing. I couldn't just be more than grateful for it. And I can't just, only just prove it to them and show it to them on March 28th that we deserve these spots, and, that we can show our skills, and that it's worth it to have us in the promotion.
Well, I mentioned people going to Pittsburgh. I think you're going to bring all the excitement, all the reason for people to want to go to Pittsburgh or tune in on ESPN. Last one for me, Sumiko. What should the fans expect, whether they're in Pittsburgh somehow, some way, or watching around the world on ESPN?
I think they should just expect some fireworks. I think me and Ariane, we're gonna have a good style to clash, and yeah, it's gonna be a good 15 minutes or less of some great action.
It's going to be top female flyweights in the PFL division, and it's starting off the first big state show here in 2026. Sumiko, thank you so much for the time. I'm always happy to have an opportunity to talk to you. Really looking forward to seeing you back inside the smart cage, and I think the year is for your taking, and I can't wait to see what it has in store for you this year.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's so awesome to talk to you.
Awesome,
Have a
thank you.
great day.